A country within a country. Nestled within the vast lands of South Africa, Lesotho is the only country in the world completely surrounded by another country. Not only that, but it is also the largest of three fully independent nations located within another country, alongside San Marino and Vatican City. Interestingly, Lesotho is the only one of this kind outside the Italian peninsula, and is also considered a microstate. Simply put, Lesotho is like a landlocked island. You cannot leave without passing through South Africa. Though it's not the only landlocked nation in the region, Lesotho has something no other place does: regular snowfall in winter. That makes it an ideal destination for winter sports, right in Africa. But the mystery deepens. Why isn't Lesotho part of South Africa? For such a small country, it wouldn't have been difficult for South Africa to absorb it. So, what has allowed Lesotho to maintain its independence to this day? Would you like to know the reason? If so, comment below and we'll explore this surprising story together. Covering an area of about 11,720 square miles, or 30,355 square kilometers, nearly the size of Maryland or just slightly smaller than Belgium, Lesotho is one of the most stunningly mountainous countries in the world. The majestic Maloti Mountains cover almost the entire nation, creating an unmistakable landscape. It's also a paradise for adventure lovers, offering activities like hiking, horseback riding, and yes, skiing right in Africa. It's no coincidence that Lesotho is called the Kingdom in the Sky. Nearly two-thirds of the country is mountainous, with an average elevation of about 7,200 feet, higher than Denver, Colorado, which is, famously known as the mile-high city in the US. But Lesotho is more than just a high country. It's actually the highest country in the world, as the entire territory sits above 4,593 feet, a feat unmatched by any other nation on Earth. However, getting here isn't easy. If you choose to drive, be prepared for a pretty challenging journey, since you'll have to cross the most dangerous pass in South Africa, Sani Pass. This is a winding, steep road with sharp turns and a rocky surface. And if you think flying is a safer option, well, think again. Matakane Airstrip in Lesotho is considered one of the most dangerous runways in the world. It's only 1,300 feet long, shorter than an aircraft carrier, and ends right before a 2,000-foot cliff. If the plane doesn't take off in time, you'll plunge straight down, hoping the thin air helps lift the aircraft. Moreover, the runway sits at an elevation of 7,874 feet, making it one of the highest in the world. But even if you manage to overcome all the challenges and set foot in Lesotho, don't celebrate just yet. If you come from lowland areas and ascend directly to over 8,000 feet, your body might not have time to acclimate. This can lead to dizziness, headaches, nausea, or mild fatigue. Those are symptoms of altitude sickness. At this height, the air is about 25% thinner than at sea level, making it harder to breathe, especially when hiking or doing anything physical. However, don't worry. If you want to have a more perfect trip, just comment 10 below and we'll share some tips and tricks to help you avoid altitude sickness. With a population of about 2.3 million, Lesotho isn't the most populous country in Africa, but it has something unique that really sets it apart. Women actually make up 51.1% of the population, meaning there are about 96 men for every 100 women. And with women in the majority, they also hold a stronger position in society compared to, many other African countries. One of the clearest examples is that women in Lesotho have the legal right to own land, a right even some developed countries haven't fully implemented. But it's not just land. Women in Lesotho also power the local economy. If you visit a market there, you'll see that most traders are women, selling everything from food to traditional Basotho blankets and handicrafts. But honestly, that's not the most impressive part. Lesotho women have this incredible skill. They can carry water on their heads without using their hands. They can walk miles through mountainous terrain with these large water containers balanced perfectly without spilling a drop. Try that yourself, and you'd probably be soaked in minutes. However, when talking about Lesotho women, we can't ignore a controversial custom bride kidnapping. Some communities still practice this ancient tradition, known as chobaliso. Traditionally, if a man wants to marry a woman but isn't sure she or her family will agree, he might kidnap the future bride. It sounds like something out of an action movie, but this was once a common way to promote marriage without too many rituals. Of course, modern society no longer supports this custom. The Lesotho government and women's rights organizations strongly oppose it, and today the practice is gradually disappearing. While it still exists in some remote areas, most brides in Lesotho now marry based on love and consent. So what do you think about Lesotho women? Would you like to learn more about them in detail? If so, comment 4 below, and you might be the lucky one to explore this unique culture further. If there were a contest for the two least related lands that formed a bond, Wales and Lesotho would surely top the list. One being the misty land of the UK, and the other a mountain kingdom in Africa. But don't let geography fool you. These two places have more in common than you'd think. Both are mountainous regions where people climb hills every day just to reach the market. If you've ever found San Francisco's hills tough, try a village road in either country. Besides the terrain, language is another odd similarity. Welsh is filled with those hard-to-read L and W combinations, while Sesotho and Lesotho has click sounds that outsiders really struggle to pronounce. Since 1985, Wales and Lesotho have been officially twinned, becoming the first two countries in the world to form such a relationship. This isn't just symbolic, it actually brings real benefits. Over 130 schools in both countries have taken part in exchange programs, helping students and teachers learn about life on the other side of the world. The healthcare sector also benefits. Medical students from Wales come to Lesotho for internships, while healthcare workers from Lesotho go to Wales for training. This is vital because Lesotho has only one doctor for every 177,000 people, a number that would concern just about anyone. In the US or Europe, beer is usually poured into chilled glass mugs or served in neat cans and bottles. But in Lesotho, if you ask for a glass of beer, don't be surprised to see it scooped from a large wooden bowl, and instead of a cup, you'll drink it with your hands. This isn't a mistake or a lack of glassware, it's part of the Basotho community's beer drinking tradition. Their traditional brew, called Joala, is a fermented beer made from corn and sorghum. It has a light alcohol content and a slightly sour taste, but honestly, the most special part isn't the flavor, it's how it's consumed. There are no individual cups. All drinkers gather around and share from one large wooden bowl. Sometimes, instead of scooping with hands, a single ladle is passed around. If this seems challenging by modern hygiene standards, just remember, it's a way to express unity and bonding. Drinking beer in Lesotho isn't just about the alcohol, it's a social ritual where people share not only the drink but also joy, connection, and conversation. Think Africa is all about scorching heat, blazing deserts, and herds of antelope running across dusty plains? Well, think again. In Lesotho, you can actually ski on peaks over 10,500 feet above sea level, right in the middle of the hottest continent on Earth. Lesotho has a temperate highland climate, which is quite different from most of Africa. Winter temperatures can drop below 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and snow falls frequently, especially in high regions like the Maloti Mountains. That's why Lesotho is the only country south of the equator in Africa that offers a true skiing experience. What's remarkable is that it sits at 10,570 feet, comparable to some of Europe's ski resorts. From June to August, the Maloti Mountains are completely blanketed in snow, creating a European-like winter scene right in southern Africa. And you don't need to be a pro. Frisky offers skiing for all levels with lessons for beginners, even if the last time you were on snow was when you slipped on an icy sidewalk in the US. And if you don't like skiing... Number 9. Cave dwellers. Do you think living in caves is something only from the Stone Age? Think again. In the Berea district of Lesotho, some people still live in mud caves on the mountains, as if they are direct descendants of ancient warriors. But don't get it wrong, these aren't dark, damp caves like you see in prehistoric movies. These apartments have existed for over 200 years and are still inhabited. The K caves were built in the early 19th century by Chief Tele, who belonged to the Bezia clan, the Cat clan. And why do these people live in caves? Not because they enjoy wilderness living, but because they were escaping from cannibals. Yes, you heard that right. What's special is that these cave homes are not at all rudimentary. They are cleverly designed like large beehives with smooth mud walls that provide perfect insulation in both winter and summer. No air conditioning, no heating, yet as comfortable as a high-end eco apartment. Today, some fourth-generation descendants of the original inhabitants still live in these caves. Interestingly, tourists can visit and experience cave life as part of their cultural exploration of Lesotho. Number 8. Sky diamonds. When you think of diamonds, you might immediately picture gem mines in South Africa or Botswana. But one special fact that not everyone knows is that some of the purest and most valuable diamonds in the world come from a small country entirely located in the highlands, Lesotho. Situated at over 10,000 feet above sea level, the Letseng mine is not only the highest diamond mine in the world but also produces some of the best quality diamonds, consistently fetching the highest prices per carat among kimberlite mines. Interestingly, Letseng has mined 3 of the 20 largest white diamonds ever recorded. One of the most famous is the Lesotho Promise, 603 carats, discovered in 2006, stunning the world with its clarity and immense value. Since Gem Diamonds took over Letseng in 2006, they have held 70% of the shares, while the Lesotho government retains the remaining 30%, providing significant revenue for the country. Not only Letseng, Lesotho also boasts a dense diamond mining system with the Motai and Lichobong mines all located in the Maloti Mountain Cretaceous zone, one of the richest diamond regions on the planet. Remarkably, Lesotho has the highest density of kimberlite mines in the world, with 33 ore veins, 24 of which contain diamonds. Lesotho's diamonds are often sent to Antwerp, Belgium for auction, where collectors and jewelers from the Netherlands, Israel, South Africa, and many other countries are willing to pay top dollar for these rare gems. Thanks to the diamond industry, Lesotho's export revenue has surged, bolstering foreign reserves and significantly contributing to the country's economy. Number 7. Africa turns blankets into fashion symbols. In most countries, a blanket is just something you toss on the bed and forget about. But in Lesotho, you can actually wrap a blanket around yourself to go out to work or even to parties, and honestly, you'll earn a lot more respect if you choose the right type. What's really special is that the Basotho blanket isn't just for warmth. It sort of acts as a mobile social hierarchy. If you're draped in a Sienna Marina, you'd better make sure you're not a commoner, because this type of blanket is totally reserved for kings and chiefs. So don't be mistaken for playing royal cosplay, alright? And if you see someone wrapped in a Malkarotlo blanket, it means he's on his way to becoming a real man. Yeah, in Lesotho, you don't need a suit or tie to prove your maturity. Just the right blanket will do the trick. But wait, the story gets even more interesting. Louis Vuitton once featured the pattern of the Basotho blanket in their 2017 collection, and that totally transformed this item from a traditional piece into a luxury fashion item. And if you've caught Black Panther or Avengers, you've probably noticed how the Wakandan warriors look strikingly impressive when draped in blankets inspired by Lesotho. Number 6. Horseback market. Forget about massive shopping malls or 24/7 supermarkets. In Lesotho, the market has no parking lots. Everything is transported on the backs of horses, donkeys, and sometimes even cows. Every week, hundreds of traders ride across rugged trails just to reach the temporary market nestled among the towering mountains. There are no fixed shops or cash registers, just direct exchanges. You can find warm, thick Basotho blankets, fresh goat meat, corn, green vegetables, and even live chickens still clucking. If you want to try the simplest transaction in the world, just try to buy something by trading a bag of corn for a pair of shoes, or a goat for a set of clothes. Forget Apple Pay or credit cards, seriously. Here, the payment system is barter, and everyone seems pretty happy with it. But what makes the market in Lesotho truly special? While everything arrives by horse, goods can also leave in unexpected ways. If you don't keep an eye on your donkey, someone might accidentally load it up with goods, and well, it could end up shopping for you. Number 5. A travel paradise known as the Kingdom in the Sky. If you love pristine nature, majestic mountains, and unique culture, then Lesotho is, honestly, a must-visit destination. One of the most legendary spots is Malatsunyani Falls, one of the highest waterfalls in Africa, standing at 630 feet, which is nearly twice the height of Niagara Falls. Cascading into the lush valley, you'll feel overwhelmed by nature and enchanted by the resonating sounds. If you crave thrills, try bungee jumping or take a spectacular zip-line ride across the falls, giving you the sensation of floating in the sky. You can't miss Sani Pass, one of the toughest and most beautiful roads in the world. At the end of your journey, you'll arrive at Sani Mountain Lodge, the highest bar in Africa, where you can sip a cold beer while enjoying breathtaking mountain views. If you want to learn about the local culture, Visit the Thaba Bosue Cultural Village, once the legendary stronghold of King Moshoeshoe I, the founder of the Kingdom of Lesotho. This is not just a historical site, but also a place to experience the traditional lifestyle of the Basotho, from horseback riding on ancient trails to exploring roundhouses made of stone and straw. Number 4. The biggest and most exciting festival in Lesotho. If there's a perfect time to feel the vibrant energy and lively spirit of Lesotho, it's during the Morija Arts and Cultural Festival, the grandest event in this kingdom in the sky. Held annually in the ancient town of Morija, the festival attracts thousands of visitors, transforming the area into a sea of colors, music, and dance that lasts for several days. It's a fantastic opportunity to admire the beautifully patterned traditional Basotho attire, from bright Basotho blankets to iconic Mokorotlo hats. A special highlight is the lively music performances, where you can immerse yourself in Afro jazz, gospel, and hip-hop mixed with traditional Basotho sounds. Street performers play flutes and drums, creating an electrifying atmosphere. We can't forget the Lesotho girls, who add even more vibrancy to the festival. They appear in graceful traditional dresses, dancing to ancient rhythms, showcasing strength while being incredibly charming. Their radiant smiles and sparkling eyes enchant every visitor with their wild and captivating beauty. Number 3. Lesotho's archaeological appeal. Do you think Lesotho is only famous for its towering peaks, leisurely horseback riding, and warm Basotho blankets? Think again. In Maseru district, scientists discovered one of the largest dinosaur footprints in the world. And believe it or not, this dinosaur was nearly the size of a London double-decker bus. This species has been named Kayentopus ambricolahali, where kolahali means big, true to the straightforward naming style of scientists. The dinosaur stood almost 9 feet tall and measured about 30 feet long, enough to scare anyone with a weak heart if it were alive today. Interestingly, these footprints weren't just recently discovered. European missionaries and explorers stumbled upon them long ago. Perhaps when they saw the giant footprints imprinted on the rocks, they thought of some legendary African monster, never realizing they were standing before fossil evidence of one of the largest dinosaurs from the early Jurassic period. Researchers found the footprints during a 2016 field survey in Roma Valley, near the National University of Lesotho. The ancient surface also contained traces of smaller theropod dinosaurs. The fossil data was tested and published in the journal PLOS One. Number 2. A culinary paradise. If you're looking for a cuisine rich in character, blending African essence with the simplicity of a mountainous nation, Lesotho will offer you unforgettable flavors. One of the most notable traditional dishes is papa, a thick cornmeal porridge similar to Italian polenta or southern grits. Papa is usually served with moro, which are cooked greens, often kale or cabbage, and stewed meat. People in Lesotho believe there's nothing more comforting than a hot bowl of papa on chilly mountain days. If you love meat, try nama, beef or lamb grilled over charcoal, a popular dish at parties and festivals. The aroma of grilled meat mingling with the fresh mountain air creates a delightful culinary experience. Additionally, you can't miss bope, a type of hollow bread baked in a cast iron pot, often served with soup or curry. This traditional dish offers a taste that is both crispy and soft and incredibly appealing. Number 1. Cost of living in Lesotho. Compared to the US and many European countries, the cost of living in Lesotho is significantly lower, making it an ideal destination for those seeking a simple, budget-friendly lifestyle filled with exciting experiences. If you rent a one-bedroom apartment in Maseru, the largest city in Lesotho, the price ranges from about $250 to $400 per month, much cheaper than major cities like New York or Los Angeles. A 3-bedroom house costs around $500 to $700 per month, significantly lower than average prices in the West. Food in Lesotho is also quite affordable, especially if you shop at local markets. A meal at a casual restaurant costs about $3 to $5, while a more upscale restaurant ranges from $15 to $25. Utilities like electricity, water, and internet are also reasonable. Monthly utility bills range from $50 to $80, while high-speed internet costs around $40 to $60 per month. Electricity is cheaper than in many Western countries thanks to Lesotho's abundant hydropower resources. Transportation is another advantage. While there's no subway or railway system, buses and taxis are common, with fares starting from 50 cents to $1 per trip. If you want to own a car, gas prices are about $1.20 per liter, lower than the US average. In summary, a single person can live comfortably in Lesotho on $600 to $1,000 per month. A small family can maintain a good standard of living with about $1,200 to $2,000 per month. With these costs, do you think Lesotho is a place you would like to visit or settle down in? If yes, comment 1. If not, comment 0. If you're truly interested in this place and want to travel to the country, comment 7 and we'll share visa and other requirements to visit Lesotho. We've just explored the beautiful land of Lesotho together. Thank you for watching today's King Lady documentary until the end. We hope you'll continue to join us on our next journeys to discover the wonders of the world.